There is a such thing as a perfect morning routine, and it's realistic for pretty much any young guy. So I've been watching a lot of Dr. Andrew Huberman podcasts, and I've been listening to him like everywhere I go. Like I was doing yoga the other day, I was listening to him. I was on a walk the other day, I was listening to him. Like I've just been listening to this guy's podcast so much. And there's been a few things that I've noticed, a few common patterns in what he says, especially when it comes to morning routines and what you need to do in the morning to ensure that throughout the day you have the proper circadian rhythm and that you feel productive and that you don't feel tired and you don't feel lazy. Like I'm dead ass gonna be telling you in this video the exact, like I'm not gonna be like all these other YouTubers that are just like, learn for 20 minutes in the morning and then do some exercise and yeah, you'll be good. Like I'm gonna break down what you need to do, what time you need to do it at, and any little detail you need to ensure that this routine makes you as productive as possible. Alright, so the day is gonna start at 6 a.m. I don't care if you're like, Adam, I can't even get up that early. Like, even if my alarm goes off at that time, I just don't hear it and I stay sleeping. Bro, you'll be uncomfortable for like 2 to 3 days, and then it will feel just fine afterwards. After we get up, we are gonna get straight out of bed. And as someone who used to suffer with this, I gotta tell you, the best tip to do this is the moment you wake up, the second your eyes open and you hear that alarm, bro, pop up before you even turn off your alarm. Stand straight up. Because the longer, you sit there and you're like, oh man, I'm still tired, then you'll probably end up being like, I wonder if I got any Discord notifications, and then you're lying there just on your phone. That just starts you off completely wrong. So you need to wake up and get straight out of bed, like boom, pop up. The moment you wake up and you get that thought of like, oh, I need to stand up. And it will be, bro, it'll be like 3 seconds of a little bit of pain. It's not even pain. You'll just feel a bit uncomfortable since you're tired for 3 seconds. It's 3 seconds. All right. You're gonna stand up and you're like, oh man, this kind of sucks. I just wish I would lay down. Oh, actually I feel good. So get up straight out of bed. This is something that you need to do. Now before we continue, I just want to mention that we are going to be fasting for around 1 to 2 hours every morning because fasting just ensures productivity. I don't know the exact like super tight-knit research behind why it is. But all I know is that Andrew Huberman recommends fasting a lot.
Where if you're very fasted, you're going to have a high degree of focus and concentration. But then if you ingest some food and your belly is full, your focus and concentration is reduced.
And second, it gives you a sort of primal urge inside. You kind of get that urge of like, oh, like hunting for food, working for food. It kind of sets that little trigger in your mind. So you're like, okay, well now doing this other stuff, it will just make you feel more productive. And I mean, if you do it properly, you can do big intermittent fasting. So like before you go to bed, you eat at a certain time and you set that window to when you wake up. I personally just think 1 to 2 hours after you wake up and you'll pretty much be good. I'm currently filming this video fasting right now, and I could tell you not waking up and, like trying to cook, it just makes you so much more productive. Now, if you normally drink caffeine right after you wake up, we're not gonna do that today. We're still gonna have caffeine, we're just not gonna have it right after we wake up. Now, the reason we do this is because when you wake up, you basically have a lot of adenosine in your body, and adenosine is what gives you that sleepiness, tired, So when you drink coffee, that suppresses the adenosine. And the reason we want to wait 90 to 120 minutes is because your body will naturally lower the adenosine. So since you drink coffee and it suppresses your adenosine, but it doesn't get rid of your adenosine, once the caffeine wears off, you'll get a big dump of adenosine, and this is what's called that caffeine crash. So instead, if you want your caffeine to last all day and you want it to not crash on you at least, then you need to wait 90 to 120 minutes. And this is something Dr. Andrew Huberman recommends to everyone because it is so important if you want to be able to actually get a lot of benefits out of your caffeine. So we're not going to wake up and grab a coffee. We're going to get straight out of bed. We're going to fast, no coffee or caffeine for 90 to 120 minutes. Now what do we do? What are the tasks we're gonna do? So after we wake up, we're gonna do, some jumping jacks. Maybe you can just walk around your house like 1 or 2 times. And then we're gonna do a breathing exercise. If you prefer a different one, you can do it, but I'll leave a link to the Wim Hof one because that's my personal favorite. Now after this, it will be around 6:20ish a.m. And the mistake I used to make, and even if you watch my little like day in the life video that I made, I was still making this mistake. I would take a hot shower in the morning, and it'd be a little bit of a cope because I'd be like, oh well, I need to like wash my hair and like brush my teeth, and I'm not gonna do that in cold water, but then like I'll turn it to cold after. But then I'd do like say 3 minutes of warm, and then I'd do like 30 seconds of cold, and I'd be like, oh, I still got my morning cold exposure. Fuck that, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna skip that entire, oh, but like I need to do my hair, and like, nah, you can do that later in the day. Right now, we are gonna take an ice bath. I mean, if you don't have a bath, you can still take an ice shower, but if you got a shower, you have a bath. So we're gonna turn the water to pure cold. We're not gonna do, oh, well, I'll do it midway. Pure, all the way cold. Don't even touch the hot tap. Grab the cold tab, put it all the way there. We're gonna fill up the tub, and then we're gonna go into the cold water for around 3 to 5 minutes. You don't wanna do it for too much longer. And when you get into the water, the average person probably thinks, okay, I'll go like legs, chest, and then I'll get my neck and then my head. No, we're actually gonna start by putting our head under the water. Now, we do this because we wanna activate the system that heats up our body. And the fastest way to do that, I believe, is by putting your face in the water. I know there's been more research lately on the fact that when your face goes into the cold water first, it starts up some type of system in your body that makes the ice bath more effective. So we're gonna start off by putting our face into the cold water first. Then we're gonna get in, and we're just gonna sit there for 3 to 5 minutes. So the reason we do this is not only because it is going to wake us up, obviously, but also because it gives us a major surge of dopamine, and it causes your organs to start working very well. Since your organs are trying to heat themselves up, since they're getting cold, so they don't want to get cold, they want to heat themselves up, they start working. That will increase your metabolism and stuff. And I'm not talking about some like quick surge of dopamine like what you get from Instagram. I'm talking about the primal dopamine you get from doing something hard. That dopamine you get that lasts all day. I'm still getting that dopamine right now from the ice bath I took this morning. It's just a calmness. It's not like a whole stimulating. It's like a, everything feels good, you know, everything feels calm, everything feels nice. That's the type of dopamine that actually feels good. And that's what an ice bath is gonna do for you. And in the morning, it will last pretty much all day. So next, after you've finished your ice bath and you've put on probably some lotion, some skincare stuff, maybe you've done some hair care products or whatever, now we're gonna do some reading, some learning, and we're also gonna get sunlight. Since the sun should be up at this time, it should be close to around 7:10 to 7:30. We're gonna go out and get some natural sunlight. You can make your coffee now, you can have your tea now. I personally normally drink yerba mate in the morning. So I drink it because one, it tastes pretty good. And then second, it's got GLP-1, all that stuff. I'll leave a link if you want to know more about that. But I drink a glass of yerba mate, and then I also go into the sun with a book. And this will be around 7:30 when the sun is nice and out. It will be right in your face, which will be perfect. And you want to stay out here for a little bit. You want to let that sun, that vitamin D really start going. And this is for 2 reasons. So the first reason is because sun increases your testosterone. This is known, everyone knows this. Getting sunlight, especially in the morning, does indeed increase your testosterone. So if you want to get more jacked, you want to have better muscle, you want to feel better, get sunlight in the morning. And second, it sets your circadian rhythm properly. So our body sets circadian rhythm based on a few things. Food, which fasting does make a difference with, but it's only going to be for 1 to 2 hours, so it won't make too much of a difference. So our body can tell by food, sunlight, movement, and cold exposure. Like, those things are what help us know when it's time to wake up. So if we're moving, the sun is up, and we're eating, we probably know that, it's time to be awake. It's not time to go to bed. It's not time to produce the sleepy chemicals. That's why you need to get sun in the morning, because then your body knows exactly when you're waking up. The earlier you can get sun, the earlier your body will be able to set the circadian rhythm, and the better you'll be able to sleep when it's actually time to go to bed. After this, it'll be around 8 a.m. If you want to extend your fast, if you're doing intermittent fasting, you could go a little bit longer than this, but if not, it's been 2 hours, so you can eat food now. And then you can head off to work, to school, and you've just had one of the most productive morning routines that you've probably ever done. So just doing this routine, I guarantee will increase your productivity. Because most guys, think of most guys' routine. Wake up, oh, it's 8:30 already, oh my god, I gotta go to school in 30 minutes. Oh, the Instagram and like they take a quick shower and then their day is ass and they have no social skills. If you want to be productive, if you want to actually go out there and be confident and be productive and actually get stuff done and feel good too, like feel good all day, this morning routine will get you there. The cold exposure, all of this stuff is going to give you the right levels of dopamine so that throughout the day you're going to be feeling sick, bro. Like, I promise you, I don't even understand why people wouldn't do their morning routine like this. Why people wake up and drink coffee so that they can crash later in the day. Like, I would be crashing right now if I didn't do it in 90 minutes. But I'm still fucking hyped up, bro. I'm feeling good because I had my caffeine like 30 minutes ago and I have no adenosine in my brain. So I don't know why people wouldn't do this, because this routine, doing this routine makes you feel so good and so productive. So try it out and let me know what you think in the comments. And also go click on the subscribe and post notification button. It's a win-win for both of us. Be a doer, not a thinker. See ya.